the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
American Door Company has been family-owned and operated for over 29 years, supplying Northern California with quality garage doors, garage door openers, and installed with the best service you'd expect from a locally owned company. We serve all of Northern California from Willows all the way to the Oregon state line. Give us a call today.
Good evening, everyone. Well, here's what we can expect here as we progress through the rest of the week, into the weekend, and even early next week. There's a lot to unpack. Number one, it's going to be a wet weather pattern. Now, it's not going to be just steady rainfall for several days on end. There's going to be heavier rain, some days where the rain is heavier than others, other days where we're not going to see as much rainfall. Now, the snow will be heavy at times. It's going to be fairly low as we see some of the colder air begin to move in, but there will be off and on chances for snow in many of the higher elevations through early next week. Gusty winds, especially as we go into tonight and tomorrow, but there will be more gusts with other storms that pass on through. Also, the potential for thunderstorms tomorrow and Thursday, and maybe later on this upcoming weekend as well. So again, a lot to unpack. We'll get into all of that here in just a bit. But for those of you in a hurry and just want a quick forecast, here's Krueger's Quickcast for your Tuesday, March 11th. For tonight, starting off, temperatures in the upper 40s for the valley. You're seeing the overcast skies, eventually some showers beginning to move in, nothing terribly heavy at this point. We take you into the higher elevations. Temperatures there will be in the mid-30s, not quite as cold. You're going to be looking at those elevations of snow, probably somewhere around 4,000 to 5,000 feet overnight tonight. And then, of course, we take you along the coast there. You're looking at temperatures somewhere in the low to mid 40s. So as you're heading out the door tomorrow morning, just be prepared for some wet weather. Again, some areas are going to see a lot more rain than others, but we'll be looking at some of those showers out there. And again, we'll be looking at a bit of that snow mix, rain-snow mix, probably around 4,000 feet, maybe a little bit lower than that. So the storm system over Southern California continues to slowly move off to the east. We're seeing more of the activity that's over the Pacific Ocean that will be impacting us. This source of moisture right here is the first source coming on in. This is going to be what's going to help to bring us the rainfall, the snow, and the gusty winds. And the colder air here is what's going to help to lower those snow levels, especially as we go into Wednesday night and Thursday. So let's take a look at Futurecast. Here's a look at tomorrow morning. Again, just be prepared for everyone seeing some of those showers out there. Some areas, not as much rain as others. Gusty winds, maybe some thunderstorms for the coast, maybe some light showers for the valley, and some snow. Now, I think most of the travel concerns will be east of I-5 at this point. Most likely I-5 will be mainly in the form of rain, as well as Highway 299 west, and it looks like 36 west. We'll still be looking at maybe the potential for some chain requirements there as well as early as tomorrow morning. By midday, heavier rainfall and gusty winds making their way into the valley. And when I say gusty winds, I'm talking 30, 40 miles per hour and maybe stronger in some cases. Heavy rainfall, potential for some lightning strikes in there as well. Snow levels still probably somewhere around 3,500 to 4,500 feet. Here's a look at Wednesday afternoon. Heavier snow now off to the east. Chain requirements most likely going to be a big concern over the eastern mountains here. We may, through the day, see some snow around Mount Shasta City. But again, it's going to be kind of that borderline. I think the colder air is going to move in by tomorrow night and Thursday, and that's when we're really going to start to lower those snow levels. Well, let's take a look at the winds here. So we go into 6 a.m. The main cold front is just off the coast. We're seeing those gusts over 30, even 40 miles per hour, and the winds picking up even for central Siskiyou County. We take you into midday on Wednesday. Winds starting to die down to the west, but still very gusty winds, 30 to 40 miles per hour for the valley, central Siskiyou County, and some very gusty winds off into the eastern mountains. As the cold front pushes eastward, we're seeing most of the winds now east. We're seeing less winds for the valley and, of course, to the west of that as well, and they'll continue to subside as we go into Wednesday night and for your Thursday as well. So here's your forecast for tomorrow. Chance for showers. Thunderstorms are in the forecast for the valley, the inland areas, and the coast. That's the best chance for thunderstorms. Otherwise, you've got snow, rain, snow mix, just depending on your elevation for your Wednesday. As we look at our 7-day forecast, we look at our 7-day forecast, there you can see the chance for thunderstorms will continue, possibly even for Thursday afternoon. Then Friday, more showers. Saturday, maybe a bit of a break, but still some showers. More rain come off and on here through Monday. We'll finally start to dry things out by the time we get into Tuesday of next week. Bottom line, for everyone, we've got the off and on chance for rain or snow, depending on your elevation, through Monday. and then by Tuesday we should start to dry things out. And again, you can see those snow levels for Siskiyou County on average will be between, say, 2,000 and 3,000 feet, locally higher, locally lower, just depending on the day and when some of that colder air moves in. All right, so that is a look at Krueger's Quickcast. Before we get to the deeper dive, you can follow the storm very easily from your phone from the free Weather NorCal app. You can get all the information you need, plus the latest video forecast right there on your phone. Just search for Weather NorCal, put a space between Weather and NorCal, and then you'll find it there on your iPhone or your Android device, and download the app for free. Okay, so here's the big picture. Again, this low pressure system, it's moving on out. We're beginning to see things begin to take better shape here over the eastern Pacific. We've got this stream of moisture right here that is beginning to move closer to us. This is the source of moisture. It's also where we're going to see the gusty winds and the heavier rainfall and thunderstorms. Behind it is the cold and unstable air. And you see these disturbances, a spin here, a little bit of a spin here. There's also an area of low pressure way off to the west here that'll eventually impact our weather as well. So this is what I like to call a parade of storms, if you will, because you have one storm after another that is aimed at the west coast, in particular Northern California for us, and that's why we see off and on chances for rain in there. Now, where is the moisture going to be coming from? Because we're talking about the colder air, and typically storm systems that come from the Gulf of Alaska or even Canada tend to be drier because there's usually not as much moisture associated with them. However, if we can get those storm systems to interact with some warmer, more moist air, then you got decent rain and you got decent snow coming out of it as well. And it looks like that's the case on Wednesday. There's that warm, moist air that's heading into Northern California. Now that moves out. We still see some leftover moisture on Thursday, but Friday, another band of moisture heads into Northern California. Then we see that move on out. Then we have another band of moisture coming in by the weekend, giving us another source of moisture for these storms as they pass through. This one will be slower to move through, so Sunday, even Monday, some leftover moisture. But then finally by Tuesday, we're going to start to dry things out. Okay, so now we know that we've got the moisture source. We've got the colder air. And we've got the lower snow levels. Let's walk you through the timing of it all. So there we go as we go into tonight. We're going to start to see overnight, early tomorrow morning, the showers begin to spread in. But the main band of moisture is still off the coast here at 8 a.m. That's where you're seeing the heavier rainfall. This is where the cold front is. This is where we have the strongest winds, the heaviest rainfall, and the potential for thunderstorms. You'll notice we're not seeing as much rain in the valley. A bit of shadowing at this point, but still some showers possible for Wednesday morning. You've got the snow in the higher elevations, I'd say around 3,500, 4,500 feet. The main concerns for travel right now, I would say at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, will be east of I-5. Now, we may start to see some light snow mix out towards Mount Shasta City on I-5, but at this point, the roads may still be just a little too warm for that. Meanwhile, Highway 299 West, I don't think we're going to run into any snow just yet. We may see some chain requirements on Highway 36 West down in southern Trinity County. Okay, let's progress through time now. We take you into the noon hour. Now that main band of moisture is over the valley where we're seeing the heavier rainfall, strongest winds, and not to mention the potential for thunderstorms even at midday. We're seeing heavy snow east of the valley. I've got snow levels still around 3,500, 4,500 feet. However, I would say that by this point in time, we may start to see some snow near the Mount Shasta City area. But again, 3,500 feet is kind of that borderline of where we're seeing that rain-snow mix and just snow. Meanwhile, Highway 299 West looks like it's all rain, but we are seeing some of that snow kind of approaching some of the Highway 36 West areas, but obviously still that snow east of I-5. Now we take a look at 5 p.m. on Wednesday. Now the band of moisture is off to the east. This is where we're seeing the strongest winds right here. This is where we're seeing the heaviest snowfall in the higher elevations. And we got snow levels still around 3,500, 4,500 feet. Now, again, the biggest concern will be to the mountains east of the valley. The coldest air hasn't moved in just yet. That's beginning to move in behind this cold front. So what will happen is, as we go through Wednesday evening, Wednesday night, colder air filters in, snow levels begin to drop. But we're also seeing right here some heavier rainfall for parts of the valley, even for Wednesday afternoon, with the potential for thunderstorms. We've even got the potential for thunderstorms here along the coast as well. Now, Hayfork, Weaverville, you're kind of in that borderline where we're seeing a bit of a mix as well. But it looks like, I'd say at this point, maybe start thinking about checking those road conditions Wednesday evening. Now, by Wednesday night, now the colder air is in place. And you'll notice, and one of the signatures of that colder air is when we start losing some of that available moisture, but there's still some leftover moisture, but we don't have as much moisture to work with. So typically what happens is you see the snow more scattered. You see the showers and even thunderstorms more scattered. And that's essentially what we've got going on. But it's colder air. That's one of the signatures. So now I've got snow levels 2,000 to 3,000 feet. Hayfork, Weaverville, I think at this point, even Wednesday night, it's not out of the question for you to see only snow at this point. Again, it's going to be kind of borderline, but Bernie, yeah, sure. Shingletown, I think you'll see some snow at this point, and of course in Mount Shasta City as well. We take you into Thursday morning. We see kind of another push of moisture, heavier rainfall for the valley overnight, Wednesday night into early Thursday morning, but there's the snow. Now I've got it down to 1,500 to 2,000 to 2,500 feet. So again, Weaverville, Hayfork, Bernie, Shingletown, all seeing some of those lower elevation areas that are seeing some of that snow. That'll continue to be the case here through Thursday midday. Now we're beginning to see showers and maybe some thunderstorms popping up for parts of the valley for Thursday afternoon, and maybe some thunderstorms along the coast as well. So now we're about 2,000 to 3,000 feet with those snow levels. That'll continue into Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening. We start to see things wind up a little bit by Thursday night. But then we've got the next disturbance right here that'll be impacting us by the time we get into Friday morning. So again, one storm system after another. So there you can see as we go into Friday morning, there it is, more rain, more snow in the forecast. There's even a chance for a few thunderstorms for the coast and the valley as well. Let's take you into Saturday. Saturday, we're seeing a chance for some scattered showers, maybe some snow in the mountains, but you'll notice it's not very widespread. Then we see the next batch of moisture right there. Remember that moisture that was coming in here toward the weekend? That's where it is by the time we get into Sunday. More rain, more snow in the higher elevations. Monday is that last push of rain and snow before we see high pressure right here begin to build in. That's when we finally start to see a break from this wet weather as we go into Tuesday and even Wednesday of next week. Right? I mean, it just seems like it's just one after another. So take a look at the amount of rainfall just through Thursday. This is our in-house forecast model. It's the most accurate, and it only goes out a few days. So Thursday through Thursday, 11 p.m., there you can see, I think we could see upwards of, say, a half an inch to close to an inch for some of us in the valley, and I think we're going to see about the same for the coast. Now, we take a look at the long range through next Monday. Remember I was talking about, we just have a couple of these bands of the heavier rain. One of those, of course, being tomorrow. That's when we see some of the heaviest rainfall. Then there'll be another one as we get closer to the weekend. That's when we'll see most of the rain. Otherwise, it's scattered showers. So overall, we're not expecting to see a ton of rainfall. Now, I think most of it will be along the coast from 3 to 5 inches. This particular forecast model is actually backing down a little bit on the amount of rainfall the valley may even see. But I'd still say about 2 to maybe even 3 inches of rain once all is said and done. Again, it's only got you at 1.5 to 2 inches for the valley, but I think some parts of the valley may see closer to 3 inches of rain once all is said and done, and of course a little bit less off to the north and to the east. Now snow, we're going to take you all the way through Thursday night. I think these numbers, these are coming straight from the forecast model. Might be overdoing it for Hoopa, but I do think Weaverville and Hayfork through points in time could see all snow, and it's not out of the question for you to see 1, 2, maybe even 3 to 4 inches of snow once all is said and done there through Thursday night. Mount Shasta, I think you'll be closer to that 8-inch mark here by the time we get to Thursday night. And there you can see out towards Bernie, Shingletown, the potential for some snow there. Also towards Chester, some higher amounts as you start heading into the northern Sierra. All right, so let's take a look at the road conditions here. And this is going to just take you through about Wednesday morning, about 10 a.m. So there you can see as we go through the morning hours, there's I-5. It's got a bit of that mix and ice. So it's not out of the question that by mid-morning tomorrow, we may see the potential for some chain requirements on I-5 near Mount Shasta City and, of course, on Highway 89 around Snowman Summit. Of course, still plenty of chain requirements most likely east of I-5. But as we look at Highway 299 West, looks like we're okay. But Highway 36 West, there may be some chain requirements there. Now, we're not seeing anything from Modoc County because by 10 a.m. tomorrow, we haven't really seen much in the way of snow just yet. It's not until the afternoon that Modoc County will get in on some of that snow. We'll probably start seeing more chain requirements there by tomorrow afternoon. Take a look at the winds now. We're expecting gusts easily over 30, 40, even close to 50 miles per hour. That's the potential for power outages. So we've got to be aware of the fact that the winds are picking up as well. So 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, the cold front is along the coast. That's where the winds will be strongest. But we're beginning to see some very strong winds for central Siskiyou County, gusts over 50 miles per hour there, 30 miles per hour plus out in the valley. Let's take you into Wednesday around midday. Now the cold front is over the valley. This is where we're seeing the strongest winds. Now keep in mind these numbers here, that's for that particular location, but there are areas around it you'll notice that are in the 40 to even 50 mile an hour range, right? You start getting in the reds, that's in the 50 miles per hour. So those are things to kind of take a look into. But you'll notice by midday, we're starting to see the winds die down to the west of the valley. Winds starting to die down for everybody by Wednesday evening. And then Thursday morning, the winds aren't all that bad. Taking you through the day on Thursday, a little breezy, but certainly not the wind event that we're going to see here for tomorrow. Cooler than normal temperatures are in the forecast, and take a look at the 10-day trend for Redding. All right, so after what we've seen here this past weekend, the last few days, we're below normal, and we're below normal for the next 10 days. We're down to 47 for the daytime high on Friday, only in the mid to upper 50s through this weekend into early next week. We're going to be right around 60 by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday of next week. But the average high is about 65 degrees and will most likely be below that here for the next 10 days. So you get the idea. These temperatures are going to be much cooler than what we typically see for this time of the year. Had that nice little taste of spring, right? Winter is back, that is for sure. Take a look at the wave heights as we go into tomorrow. They will start to increase. And taking a look at Thursday, we're not going to see them retreat much. So some high seas out there over the next couple of days as well. Taking a look at tonight, temperatures in the upper 40s for most of us in the valley. Showers beginning to take shape, but again, the heavier rainfall not till midday tomorrow. And the heavier rainfall and snow will be here by tomorrow afternoon in the eastern mountains, but tonight you're looking at mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 30s there, and mostly cloudy skies and rain picking up for the coast overnight tonight with temperatures there in the mid-40s. So here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast for your Wednesday. Each and every single day you've got rain, but by Tuesday, we're finally drying things out. And that's across the board. Everyone will be dry by next Tuesday. But until then, a chance for rain or snow, depending on your elevation, every single day through next Monday. 51 for Eureka, 51 degrees for Blue Lake. Take you up to the north, 51 degrees for Gasquet, 50 that is for Gasquet, 52 degrees in Orleans, 51 for Smith River, and Oric about 49 degrees. For Siskiyou County, you've got temperatures there mainly in the 40s for your daytime highs, warmer spot in Happy Camp at about 50. Here's Modoc County, where temperatures there will be in the mid to upper 40s. Snow levels on average will be around 2,500 feet, give or take. We take you down to the south, out into the eastern mountains. Temperatures there should mainly be in the 40s. Snow levels also around 2,500 to 3,000 feet on average through Monday before drying out next Tuesday. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by Walgamuth Painting. Could even see some thunderstorms tomorrow and Thursday afternoon, off and on chances for rain, drying out by next Tuesday. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast for Chico, and there you have it. You've got the chance for showers and thunderstorms for tomorrow, for Thursday afternoon, more off and on showers here through Monday on your St. Patrick's Day. Let's take a look at the valley to the north, 53 for the city of Shasta Lake, 49 in Whiskeytown, and 54 degrees in Cottonwood. And looking at your 7-day forecast for Redding, there you can see that we do have the off and on chances for rain. Thunderstorms are a possibility tomorrow and Thursday afternoon. Off and on chances for rain as we go into Friday through Monday, drying out by next Tuesday. That's your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Have a great night.
Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too, because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.